Harvey. What's happened? Are you tiny in there?
No, I'm exactly the same size. It's merely the exterior dimensions that have changed. Stop laughing, this is serious.
I can't help it with your little cute face. How are you going to get out of there?
Well, plainly I can't. Something nearby is leeching all the external dimensions.
Aliens.
Possibly. Oh, who am I kidding? Probably. Sensors are down, I can't risk taking off in this state. Mum, I need you to pick up the TARDIS and put it outside. It should be possible. I've adjusted the relative gravity.
So you made it lighter?
Mum, it's always lighter. If the TARDIS were to land with its true weight, it would fracture the surface of the Earth.
Yeah, save it for another time. Right, what are you going to do now? Your dad's upstairs waiting to make a Harvey P Watches video.
I've managed to get a rough fix of the source of the dimensional leeching, but let me do the video first. Can you pass in my Fob Watch? It's on the side.
This one?
Yes, thanks. Tell Dad I will make this week's video from the TARDIS.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to the 75th episode of Harvey P Watches. As always, thank you to those who have liked and subscribed to my videos. I really appreciate it. Please keep liking the videos if you would like to see more watches. Now, for our 75th edition, we want to do something a little special. Although I wasn't planning on getting stuck in my TARDIS, so I guess as Doctor Who is celebrating its 60th anniversary this year, we will be celebrating our 75th episode Doctor Who style.
Hello, Caroline. Oh, hi, Alistair. It's Harvey in. Harvey's stuck in the TARDIS.
TARDIS? Where?
What's going on out there? Feels like an earthquake.
Sorry.
As I was saying, for this edition we are looking at the Doctor Who watch, the Doctor's Fob Watch item number 02680 from 2007, which was made under licence to the BBC by Character Options Limited. The item was originally made as a toy recommended for 5-year-olds onwards, although features a fully working analogue watch, and so despite being a toy, it is a real timepiece. This is one of those toys Dad has brought over the years, and given his love for Doctor Who, I can't help think, is this for me or secretly for him? The watch features sounds and lights that we will get to shortly, and when new, originally sold for around $9.99 to $14.99. That said, these days prices are slowly rising for them. The packaging on this watch is really nice and very eye-catching, although one thing we did really like about it is that this watch does not come with batteries fitted. The battery is actually tucked away in the packaging, which is great for collectors. So many watches fitted with a battery from new are ruined after several decades of storage, as the batteries can often leak, damaging the watch. This is one though that can be purchased as a collectible and left in its packaging for years to come with no worries. So let's take a closer look at the watch. For a toy, the watch is actually quite a large piece, measuring around 60mm wide, 20mm thick and 90mm from the bottom of the watch to the top of the loop. Despite its size, the watch is actually very light, being made of plastic and then painted to look like metal with an aged finish. What is perhaps strange is that the watch comes with a metal fob chain, whereas in Doctor Who it was the Master's fob watch that had a chain and not the Doctor's. Don't get me wrong, I think the chain is a nice touch, although being real metal and attached to the watch perhaps make the watch look a bit more plasticky. The front of the watch is covered in Gallifreyan text that is engraved into the case. If you compare this with the watch that David Tennant's version of Doctor Who displays in the episode Human Nature, the engraving really is pretty accurate. We should perhaps explain that in that episode the watch was actually a container that plugged into a device called a chameleon arch and modified the Doctor's biology so he became human. The Doctor's Time Lord essence was then stored in the watch and allowed him to escape a family of aliens who thought that swallowing his essence would allow them to live forever. Amongst the screws, speaker grill and legal markings, the watch has a few markings that attempt to replicate where it plugs into the chameleon arch. Pressing down the top button opens up the watch with actually quite a nice motion for those familiar with pocket watches. Inside the watch lid is finished with a pattern typical on many pocket watches. The instructions state that the front is removable, and yes, it is. However, trying to get it back on again wasn't that easy, and we're thinking removing and replacing the front constantly will probably eventually wear down the 2 plastic pins the case pushes into. The watch face is covered by a clear plastic, whilst the face itself is also styled on one from the TV series and features both Roman numerals and Gallifreyan script finished in yellow, white and grey. As we mentioned earlier, despite being a toy, this is a real timepiece with a quartz movement and as such features black hour, minute and second hands on the face. Testing the watch, it keeps very good time too. On screen, when the watch is opened, you hear the Doctor's essence stored in the watch, and this is what the watch is trying to emulate with its lights and sounds. These are activated by pressing the small button on the left of the case. This activates red and orange LEDs around the face, and David Tennant's version of the Doctor can be heard saying,
"This watch is me. I dream. But I have 2 hearts. I'm not just a timer. I'm the master timer."
It's funny though, as the speech is actually sampled from 3 different episodes and then mashed together. I do feel the BBC missed a trick here though, and should have instead added the actual sound that emitted from the watch when opened on screen. We would have perhaps heard this.
Keep me away from the fools and empty manners. The time was the last of their wives and ancient race.
It would have been great if the watch played that. The speech from the watch though is pretty loud and clear. My dad, being curious, wondered what the watch is like in the dark when the lights are actually activated, and so we tried it, although I was a little disappointed that the lights don't actually illuminate the face, so despite all those lights you can't see the time in the dark. One unusual design for the watch is adjusting it. Those familiar with watches might think that you turn the crown at the top of the watch, but that is fixed and they're only for show. If you then turn the watch over, just above the battery compartment is a small screw. Turning this is what adjusts the watch. Talking of batteries, the watch is quite hungry for power, taking 4 large A76 or AG13 batteries. So there you have it, the Doctor's Fob Watch item number 02680 from 2007, made under licence for the BBC by Character Options Limited. Now, despite this being a toy, it was one of my first watches, although I rarely ever played with it, which I guess isn't a bad thing, as it's kept this watch in superb condition. Amongst a watch box of full series of watches, this is actually a great little fun thing to own, and ironically something that seems to be getting collectible. Owning this watch, I also more recently purchased this West Coast Doctor Who Dalek watch, which at the moment still remains sealed. What? No! I can't be regenerating again.
Oh, new whiskers, squashy nose, and a mould. How will I explain this at school? Anyway, thank you for watching, and if you enjoy these videos and would like to see more watches, please hit the like key and perhaps even subscribe. You can see more of our watches at www.modestswatches.com, and you can see my website at www.harveyp.com. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye!
Harvey, I forgot to tell you, I've got a sonic screwdriver in my pocket.
Whoa!